No, I won't choose that option, of course. This option. I only breathe with mages. Don't you have any other skills?
None that I wouldn't get into trouble for performing publicly. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
Yes, and he's not very useful either. But what can you do? I got a dog. I need to use it.
Here I am.
Yeah, to answer questions.
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Don't you want to go back? Well, we know why he wouldn't. Let's ask this one. Makes more sense. You like Ferelden?
It is fine enough with its dogs and its mud. The people are spirited, even if they can't tell the difference between an assassin and a mere killer. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
No. I'm not from any glittering gem, no.
No? That is too bad. If you were, then surely you would spend as much time boasting about it as I do. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be. But not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
Really? You smell a cesspool and think of home.
It reminds me of all the idle pleasures I got up to in that little apartment. But yes, it's true. There is no accounting for love. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in the store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
Who knows, Botul? Maybe you will get a glimpse, because if any empire in Thedas is going to be siding with the mages that rebelled, it must be the Imperium. So there would be good cause for the forces of the Chantry to clash with the forces of the Imperium. Or let's say the white Chantry against the black Chantry, or whatever you want to call them. I have my hopes up. I ask you about Antiva, not your leather fetish.
There is plenty that you could discover about Antiva if you read some dusty old book. Population, products, history, all these things, I am certain. I can but offer you what it means to be Antivan. If that is not enough, then ask me no more. I can tell you nothing that you would not see if you went there yourself.
Be sensitive at your own peril.
Very well. It is far easier simply to be silent.
Ooh.
Here I am.
Get to answer some questions.
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What's your opinion of the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Was the woodcutter your father?
How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
I'm sure she's still ruling, Botu. Institutions don't fall as easily. And the chantry is 1,000 years old. And yet you're oddly cheerful about it all.
It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
You can say that.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
But you don't think yourself as Dalish.
Not at all. I think of myself as Antivan. Still, that did not stop me from running off to join a clan when I drew near Antiva City once. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Okay.
Here I am.
How to answer questions.
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Here I am.
I want to discuss something personal.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Never mind. Let's see if the rest of the peoples have anything to say before we move on. Flemeth.
What do you need now?
I need the questions answered.
If you really have to, go ahead.
Never mind. They hate me. Did I sell the shit? I haven't sold it. Need to do that.
Yes?
I would like to talk.
Well, here I am.
Let's go. What about you?
You're quite taken with each other, aren't you?
Ooh. It's just for fun.
I'd noticed your blossoming relationship, and I wanted to ask you where you thought it was going. She is a cunning woman, a Maleficar. She will use you for her own ends.
She can certainly try, but she will fail.
That is some consolation, at least. Just remember to be wary. You are a Grey Warden. You have responsibilities which supersede your personal desires.
I can handle my responsibilities and my relationships.
Love is ultimately selfish. It demands that one be devoted to a single person who may fully occupy one's mind and heart to the exclusion of all else. A Grey Warden cannot afford to be selfish. You may be forced to make a choice between saving your love and saving everyone else. And then what would you do?
I just said I'm not in love with her. You're making things sound more dire than they are. Yeah, especially involving all that love thing. I actually thought out that for a few minutes, Botu, when I faced her. But it all comes down to the fact that she's a wizard, or a mage, whatever. I cannot kill mages willy-nilly. All wizards need to be preserved. Even people like her that do not agree with us, eventually the situation will become so worse that they will have to side either with the chantry or with the circles, and then I will be able to kill them without any regrets. It doesn't matter whatever they believe as long as they do not actively work against me. She can believe in Andraste, she can believe in her fairy tales. Just like you could say that the Inter Imperium believes in Andraste. They have their chantry. But it's all lies. The Magisters do what they wish, and the the chantry there is just basically a sham. So the people don't rebel against their continued rule. That's how I see things. As long as mages do not actively oppose me, I won't kill them. That's basically it. Alright. Yeah, more dire than they are.
Nothing is certain. Not in these times. You cannot take anything for granted. I want you to be aware of this.
Are you trying to get me to end this?
You may have to save one or both of you unnecessary anguish later on.
So I should inflict pain now to avoid it later. Great logic.
I have given my advice. Do with it what you will.
Well, at least... No, I haven't been to the temple. In the... whatever that is. Okay. What about Sten? Sten always makes me laugh. Let's talk to good old Sten.
Yes,
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Apparently not.
Very well.
We wanted to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak then.
No,
Then
apparently.
I suggest we move on.
Okay. Let's go.
As you wish.
Already talked to Morrigan. So let's sell the shit and go to Flemeth.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat?
You cannot. Can assure you. Heavy chainmail. Well, the daily charm. I don't know. Heavy chainmail. Doesn't have a stats. Yeah, let's sell this. Going to put these 3 down there. This also gets sold. 12 gold, huh? Can buy more spells. Amazing. Yeah, I won't take her. She specifically said I shouldn't take her, so I won't. Let me put the shit in the drawer here. This and this and this. I think that's all really. Gifts. I'm going to wait until I have the whole but what companions am I missing? I think it's only the dwarf. I think it's only the dwarf, isn't it? Okay, let's try. Let's try to figure Stan. I think he likes this shit. An antique portrait of water-stained, a man wearing furs and a heavy crown.
I am impressed. My thanks.
Yes, alright. Yeah, he likes the culture of the people he's visiting. Tribal necklace. Silver bracelet. Dwarven runes. I have no idea. Shale, she likes stones. Morrigan likes jewelry. I have a silver thingy, don't I? Silver necklace, I'm pretty sure. There it is. The short necklace is made of several strands of silver.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
Okay. I'm not sure about this dwarven thing. Heavy silver bracelet. The fucking beast loves me. What about her? I think you're right, Bottle. She loves Andraste a little bit too much. Maybe all this chantry shit I can give to her. Or I never know if it's Liliana or her. I know this fucking book should be for her. Appears to be a book about a woman, Lady Talia Leon, and her tempestuous romance with an arrogant chevalier. I'm going to give it to her.
A generous gift.
Yes!
Thank you ever so much.
Okay. The white runestone. This amulet is similar to the ones worn by members of the Chantry. The carving on the amulet depicts Andraste. I don't know. I never know if this is for her or for. I think all the Chantry stuff is for. For whom? For Liliana. Okay, let's give this to him. But first, let's see what it is. A small flat white stone with a gold rune carved into it.
I could get used to this, you know.
Okay. And someone said this statuette was for him. Let's hope it is. Carving of a robed woman.
I could get used to this, you know.
He really likes his miniatures, doesn't he? The tribal necklace. Sun-bleached teeth and bones. Doesn't sound like someone anyone would want. What else? What else? Let's take a chance and give this to Liliana. This amulet is similar to the ones worn by members of the Chantry.
That's a wonderful thought.
I don't know what to say.
Good! The other ones I don't know. This is for the dwarf, this is who knows for whom. This is also intriguing. Okay, let's put that. Major magic. Okay. Morrigan really likes me, doesn't she? I forgot to sell this. Need to sell that. Let's go and do that. Ooh.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed.
Finally, inventory management is over. What an amazing thing. I could still craft. Maybe I should craft. Let me check this. For crafting I need, I think Morrigan, yeah. Morrigan. And I think it is either Liliana or... no, Liliana. Or good old Sevran, yeah. Morrigan and Sevran. But first I'll buy books, actually.
You and your friends are formidable folk. I'm sure.
I always forget something. Books, books, books. This tome gives the reader 1 point to spend on a talent or a spell, but it's rendered useless afterwards. 1 point to spend on a talent or a spell. Yeah. Should I give it to some of my companions? I don't know. Restriction Mage. Restriction Warrior or Rogue. Okay, now I see. So let's buy the Mage one. And let's use it for myself. Now what do I get? I can get this? Amazing! All hostile targets are trapped in a waking nightmare unless they pass a mental resistance check. They are randomly stunned, attack other enemies, or become the caster's ally for 20 seconds. Enemies that are already asleep cannot resist. I think that's good. Now let's get this one. Amazing. I'm actually running out of spaces here. I think I will have to move this that way. Alright, so now we craft Morrigan and... no, Severan and Morrigan. Or maybe I should save it. I don't know. Should I? Yeah, let's save it. I have a lot of crafting materials. Maybe I should buy I will buy recipes from the Eilish fucker. Let's use that money for it. Okay, time to randomize. Uh-huh. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. It is 6. Means win. 5, Alistair. 8. The golem. Okay.
Yes.
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 Let's go to Flemeth's hut. I couldn't bring Morrigan, I forgot, that doesn't matter. There she is. The Witch of the Wilds. Hello!
And so you return. Lovely Morrigan has at last found someone willing to dance to her tune. Such enchanting music she plays, wouldn't you say?
We know your little secret, Flemeth.
Which one, I wonder? What has Morrigan told you? What little plan has she hatched this time?
She knows how you extend your unnatural lifespan.
That she does. The question is, do you? Ah, but it is an old, old story. One that Flemeth has heard before, and even told. Let us skip right to the ending, shall we? Do you slay the old wretch as Morrigan bids, or does the tale take a different turn?
What do you propose?
Morrigan wishes my grimoire? Take it as a trophy. Tell her I am slain.
You think she will believe that?
We believe what we want to believe. It's all we ever do.
That's true. And what happens to you?
I go. Perhaps I surprise Morrigan one day. Or I may simply watch. It would be interesting to see what she does with her freedom. Enlightening, even. Would you give an old woman that?
And what do I get out of it?
You get to keep her for a time.
Okay, if I could do that.
It's far easier this way, don't you think? The lies are always more fun.
Yes. Fun. Tricking Morgan. Oh, who am I kidding? That does sound fun. I'm a bad man.
A tangled web you weave, Warden. I hope it's for good cause.
The book is inside the hut, with notes and spells enough to make even Morrigan blush with delight. You and I will not meet again. That I guarantee.
Wind disapproves. That's no surprise. Why do they all hate me? If I'm such a goody to shoes. The robes of possession. Restriction Morrigan. I wouldn't